Hello from me, Dina Marais. I'm the founder of Soul Purpose Publishing and Coaching. I'm a certified quantum leap transformation coach, specializing in soul alignment, supporting you to create your dream business and life in harmony with your soul essence, and host of the Soul Purpose Bliss podcast. Wherever you listen or watch this, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. And before we start, I want to remind you to get my free ebook, Cultivate Soul Alignment to Manifest Your Dream Life and Business at bit.ly/Dina Soul Alignment. Today I have a very special guest. To be bestseller author of My Mess is My Message, Daniela Mallozzi. And it's about the book. She's to be a best-selling author of the book, My Mess is My Message. And it's all about inspiring stories of incredible women who found purpose and prosperity through adversity. And as the publisher and fellow author of this life-changing book, I'm thrilled to just bring you a little taste of what you can expect coming from this book. And very importantly, we are filling the last spots in this book.
Yes.
For authors to join us. And if this is for you, if you are a successful entrepreneur, if you have a mess that has become your message, then, and you would like to elevate your brand, your visibility, your income, expanding your income, then definitely be in contact with me immediately. So we can see if you are a good fit and if for you to join us. Welcome, Daniela. It's my honor for you to be here.
My honor to be here, Dina. Thank you. Very, very much honored.
It's really amazing to me how we met and how immediately we clicked. Yes. It was just awesome, wasn't it?
Well, that's evidence of the law of attraction. I put it out there that I'm writing a book or more than one book, and I asked for some divine intervention to give me that final push to get it out there, because I've got the fierce extrovert side and I needed somebody with that fierce introvert, detail-oriented mind, somebody who's got that patience and perseverance, and you just fell out of the sky. Just plop. There we go. Beautiful. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And you know what's actually wonderful is when we get to that point where we can actually recognize the serendipities, the synchronicities that the universe brings us. Hey, Daniela, what would it mean? Okay, you wanted to write a book, but what attracted you, besides me being there at the right time, what attracted you to become part of this book?
I am a big believer in each one teach one, and I've been sharing and teaching one-to-one for around 10 years now. So there's this part of me that believes that in order to help as many people as I can reach this feeling that I teach, I preach, I talk about, I've experienced in my essence of the book, in order for people to reach that feeling, I feel like what's the fastest way to connect to as many people as possible? And we're people. People are people. People love people. And in this one book, there is so many stories of so many different people and different women with different stories that it appealed to me, because it's not just my story. I mean, I feel my story is golden and precious. And I also feel that everyone's story is golden and precious. So if you can get more of them in one book. And it also reminded me of that book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, by Jack Canfield. I remember reading that when I was a young girl. And I remember thinking, what a lovely man to take the time to collect all these stories and put them in one book and call it something so nurturing that we'll connect to, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And I bounce back to that book every now and then, and it feels like it never dates. It's always relevant. So I believe this book is like that. It's relevant, it's necessary, and everybody's got a voice, and you are giving people one book and one opportunity and one place to access multiple voices. So that's a massive appeal.
Oh, that's beautiful. And for me, it's like all the stories, it's like a tapestry, it's like a quilt that it actually creates. And because everything is connected, our health, our money, our relationships, everything is connected in some way, and for people to see themselves in this way, identifying with you, with other authors, it's really awesome.
Well, as we were growing up, we all identify with stories. So
Mm,
people, I found, as a coach, I feel that the best way to teach somebody is for them to teach themselves. So I've had to learn a skill of communication, self-worth, self-esteem, to really understand that being a good coach is not about me being a good coach. It's about me understanding that the best coach is sitting in front of me, and I've got to find a way for them to realize that. So
yeah.
people learn best through stories. They see
Yes,
themselves in
yes.
the story.
Oh, yeah, of course. We see ourselves in the story. Absolutely. So, what would it mean to you to be a best-selling author?
I'm not as interested in fame or success in the realms of egoic status. I feel like I've got my ego. I love my ego. It's in check. For me, it's more about a heart-based offering. It's an opportunity to teach somebody the essence of who I am, and I'm able to be qualified to talk about that because of my story and what I went through. And for as long as I can remember, people have said, "Oh, you should write a book. You should write a book." And I started asking why.
Mm.
Why? Well, why should I write a book? And someone said, "Because you've got a good story to tell." And I thought, that's interesting. So if I could share my story and touch somebody, then it's definitely a story worth telling. So what would it mean to me? It would mean the opportunity of touching a lot of people. And that means maybe lighting them up, opening up a place for self-worth, self-esteem, self-love. And I keep bringing it back to that because for me, self-healing can't happen unless you have a really good connection with your body. And oftentimes we need great healing because we don't have a great connection to our body. So it would mean helping people avoid unnecessary pain medications and skeletal operations, in
Oh, that's
essence.
beautiful. Yes. And Daniela, I mean, you, the happiness queen.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have an off day, am I? Really didn't think that.
So just tell me a little bit about your mess, just a taste. We don't want to give the whole thing away. There's just so beautiful story. And
Oh,
then, what is your greatest message
yeah.
from your mess?
Okay, so I saw this quote once that said, "Life is a beautiful mess," and I thought, wow, pretty much sums up my life. I believe that my life and my trauma has been a beautiful mess, and I like using the word trauma in a really beautiful, soft way, because I really truly believe that my trauma has been my greatest triumph, and my greatest tragedy has been my greatest opportunity. So, in short, I experienced 6 major traumas from the age of from the age of 11 to 22. And those traumas ranged from physical, emotional, spiritual, sexual kind of abuse. So we'll leave it vaguely there because the detail is in the fabric, as it always is. But the mess allowed the message of self-destruction, which then goes one way or another. We either become the addict, the victim, the perpetrator, or we become the successor, the survivor, the teacher, the sharer. So my message is the fact that my mess has enabled me to live a life that I don't want to escape from. And Dina, I don't meet many people that say that. Most people are trying to escape from their life, either through drugs, medication, promiscuity, travel, the news, blame, shame, hatred. So I really believe that I'm a testament to how trauma can be a really beautiful thing if you let it be, or it can be an imprison. It can imprison you, or it can completely liberate you. That's the
Absolutely.
message.
And that is the choice that we have. Hey,
Absolutely.
that is that
Happiness
is
is
the
a
pivotal
choice.
pivotal moments that we choose.
People ask me that. They say, "How can you be happy all the time?" And I say, "Well, how can you not be happy all the time?"
Exactly.
It's the same thing. When you work out what your formula for unhappiness is, you'll know what your formula for happiness is, and vice versa. But it is a choice. Being married is hard. Being divorced is hard. Being fat is hard. Being thin is hard. Being slim is hard. Being toned is hard. Being broke is hard. Being rich is hard. Choose your hard, because if you don't choose it, it will choose you based on your habits.
Absolutely. Wow, that is so profound. It's amazing. So
Love
tell
you.
me, Daniela, do you have an offer at the back of this book?
Oh, Dina, I don't have an offer, no. I have a few offers.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome.
Why not? I like to reward people for their effort, and anyone that has self-discipline, in my humble opinion, has a high level of respect from me. Self-discipline is the strongest form of self-love. So if somebody picks up that book and decides to read it, share it, think about it, then I'm going to offer them something as a thank you for that. Because
And of
helping
course,
yourself, help people around you. It's a ripple effect.
yes, and of course, taking action. It's one thing to read a story and to identify, to see yourselves, to connect with the author, and then take action on that and connect
We've got
and
so
learn
many.
more, versus just
Exactly.
put the book down or flip the page to the next one. And in the end, we just go on back to the habits that we were.
That's
Something
a really
like
good
this
point,
touches our
because
heart. We
people
really need to do something about it.
people feel inspired. They watch something, they listen to something, and they're inspired. And usually that inspiration will last maybe 24 to 48 hours if they're lucky. And then it starts to slowly decline. So if you don't take action within that inspired action period, then it's harder to grab that momentum. It's like the slipstream of somebody running in front of you. You kind of want to get it while it's hot. So I think that if you're going to read that book, you'll have an opportunity in that moment to maybe think, oh, wow, maybe I could choose to see something in a different way and therefore get a different response. And in that moment, you might want to have somebody help you. So that's what the offers will be available for you for.
Absolutely. And that is where we teach, what I teach about the magic leap and soul alignment is inspired action. When we have that inspired action, when the story touches your heart, that is when your soul tells you, take note, do something, take action. So,
Absolutely.
Daniela, thank you. I just want to also just put it up to people again. We are filling the last spots of this book. If you're a coach, healer, if you have found your message within your mess, helping people to overcome that, then please, if you want to be in the book and it resonates with you, contact us immediately. We only have a few days and a few spots left. And just to note that all the proceeds of this book, every person involved in this book, directly or indirectly, actually will contribute to a worthy cause, because all the proceeds, all the royalties of this book is going to go to maybe, I think, various charities over time. So just to know that this is actually the profits of the book going to a charity.
It's good. And it feels really, really good to have a space with a particular amount of words to write your story. It gives you a great chance to quantify what the most powerful part of your story is. It's actually quite a special personal journey to go on. So I invite you and encourage you to do that. If everyone's got a good story to tell, it just takes an inch of courage for you to just put your hand up and say, okay, I'm willing to share my story. And what we don't realize is in sharing our stories, we actually liberate others within their own fears and pain. And there's only two emotions in life, love or fear. So dive in or jump away. And we jump away enough in life. I think it's time to dive in a little bit more. So Dina, thank you for letting me dive in to my story and get it out there the way it is. And I really love all these beautiful women that are in this book. And it's a really lovely thing to be a part of. It's very special. Thank you.
It is very special indeed. And I can't wait for this book to be launched on the 1st of April. So even if you watch this and you are not an author, you don't have a story like that or to be in this book, if you want to read this book as well, comment below the video, comment anywhere that you see this, and we'll add you to a list, and you will be the first to know when the book is ready for you to buy.
Excellent. Can I end with my favorite quote?
Yes, please.
Watch your words because they become your actions. Watch your actions because your actions become your habits. Watch your habits because they form your character. And watch your character because that defines your destiny. It all starts with your thoughts. So make sure you're thinking thoughts that feel good to you, and your body will feel those thoughts and take on that vibration. Smile, the world needs it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so true. Thank you, Daniela. And
Thank you.
I'll chat to you some more soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy days, happy times. Thanks, Dina. Speak soon.
Thank you.